What? I mean, we know they calculate everything. What was the point of that?
Well, this was a strange thing. This whole operation where they said I never heard of a classified photo op. And a photo op, where are they going to publish the photo? What magazine? What was this for? Why did they spend all that money and classify this thing as some sort of secret mission if it's just purely a photo op? It makes no sense. And I can tell you from people I know one friend of mine was standing on the Brooklyn Bridge when that happened and witnessed those F-16s coming within just yards of some of these high-rise buildings. So the idea that they said they informed people, I mean, Bloomberg says he wasn't informed. The New York, New Jersey Port Authority, who lost so many of their law enforcement officers on 9/11, they said they were not
Why
informed.
terrorism? Why is Obama going on 60 Minutes, where even a groveling media guy, well, it was real. He said, "Are you punch drunk? What's wrong with you?" So he'd go, "Things are imploding with the economy." Bob would like, yeah. It was like he was on heroin or something. I mean,
yeah,
and
it makes no sense. Makes no sense at all.
Well, what's the psyop? I mean, you worked in intelligence on the IT side and surveillance side, but I mean, what is are these people completely psycho? I mean, what's going on?
Well, why do they do anything in New York? They know it's the media capital of the world, and it's going to get a lot of attention, and it certainly did. Not good attention in this case, but look how everybody was talking about it. It was the news of the day, and actually 2 days. It was a 2-day news cycle, but it did. The people in New York, I can tell you, were absolutely panicked. They didn't know not just New York, but also on the Jersey City
And their
side.
memo says they knew it would do that, so it's an admitted psyop. Why would they want to terrorize people?
Well, and how does Charles Schumer react to all this? He says, well, we need to have a law that prevents planes from flying too low. Instead of questioning, it's like the 9/11 Commission.
There is a law. That's controlled airspace. Exactly.
Why aren't they going after the event? Why is Schumer talking about let's have a new law? I mean, that's ridiculous. He's not going to ask the questions. What was Caldera, this military liaison, doing at the White House approving this in the first place? Who else was involved? Bob Gates says he didn't know. Well, he's the Secretary of Defense. Why didn't he know? Or is he lying about it?
Look, as much attention as was put on this, and they admit it was a big debate,
right.
Why would they do it? Just to re-invoke 9/11 fears?
Well, that's what it did for New York. That's certainly the effect it had in Lower Manhattan and Jersey City and Staten Island and all the other places around there. That's all it's just taking Air Force One on a joyride is there's no logical explanation for what they did. That's all I can say.
Look, some psyop psychiatrist came up with this. They know it's all about archetypes. And, oh, God, these people are out of their minds. So Wayne, in your gut, all these years, I've really learned to respect your predictions and things you've laid out. Where do you see them going? I mean, it's clear, or if you disagree, that the economy is just in free fall. In the middle of all the fear of the plane and fear of the flu, Obama comes out and is very calm and very fatherly. And, I mean, is it all about making him the leader? He's the savior. He'll fix it as they just lead us into darkness? I mean, what's happening here?
Well, maybe they didn't get enough bounce from saving the ship from the pirates over there, so they had to come up with some other ideas. But certainly, as somebody who lived in D.C. during the 9/11, and then we had the sniper case, and then we had anthrax. Certainly, you can, I've seen how this city can grind to a halt, and it seems like now with the first case of swine flu, we're seeing a repetition of that here in Washington, and we know what happened during anthrax. They put through that Patriot Act when Congress came under attack. Congress had been dispersed, and they were able to push that Patriot Act through. So that's the reaction. How Washington reacts to these crisis modes, and certainly we may see something happen again here with this swine flu.
When the bipartisan group of crooks wouldn't pass the banker takeover bill that 98% of Americans in polls were against, as you know, Wayne, they terrorized people, Bush and the Democrats, and said, we'll have martial law. If you don't do it, we'll have depression. And then things got worse. Now Biden's coming out saying, don't fly, don't get on subways. Mexico's shutting down, canceling its government. They've got to know this is a nail in the coffin. potentially, as all this bad news stacks up. What's the psyop behind that? And what do you see this, whether it's a real deadly flu or not? They've got to know this is, and it's clearly engineered, so I guess they want to fully destroy the economy.
Well, also, this is international in scope. I noted that China, which has never wanted Taiwan to be as part of any kind of UN organization, China has now said, okay, Taiwan can now take part in World Health Organization meetings on swine flu. So we're seeing a big international push right now. This is a global issue, and it seems like state and municipal governments are complying with what the federal government's saying. We're seeing national governments basically saying, we'll do whatever the World Health Organization tells us to do. So that it's not just this country. Every government in the world is now just saying, what do we do? How do we confront this issue? Talk about travel restrictions. We've got bans on flights to Mexico, bans on flights from Mexico now, and now also maybe a ban on flights to and from the United States to certain parts of the world. So
Eureka! That's why I love having people like you on, Wayne. You made it just click. Clearly, this is the international 9/11. Whether it's hype or not, it has the same effect. The UN's bragging in Reuters that it's telling the U.S., Canada, Australia, England, Mexico what to do. This is the global crisis to bring us together, just like the SBP document said they would for North American Union. During this, and they're setting up the new Bank of the World and the G20 agreement and the new SDRs. Is that what you're getting at, that this is their global 9/11 biological?
Well, it's certainly having that effect. If you see the regional organizations are now having these emergency sessions, whether it's the Gulf Cooperation Council in the Persian Gulf, you've got the South African Development Cooperation Council meeting, because there's now 2 cases in South Africa. You got ASEAN meeting. So, yeah, all these regional organizations are meeting in these emergency sessions to see how they're going to confront the swine flu, whether it's broken out in those areas or they feel it's about ready to. So, yeah, this is very much an internationally coordinated operation.
And we have riots starting and attacks on government everywhere that look like they're organic. Perfect timing to have this as a big unifying effect through fear to make everybody drop their rebellion against tyranny to just worry about their lives. And a perfect beta test, or it could be the perfect cover right now for martial law, Wayne.
Well, certainly, that's what I see. Fear is the only weapon these people have at their disposal. And when you're talking about a pandemic, not many people are walking around with degrees in microbiology or virology, so they'll just believe what they're told. They have no other choice. So these medical emergencies are really the fear factor. You can throw terrorism stuff at them, but a lot of people are on to that number. They know about these false flag operations and whatnot. But when it comes to a pandemic, that's when there are people worried about their children and whatnot.
Stay there, Wayne. Final segment. Wayne Madsen Report.
Are you concerned for the safety of your loved ones? Listen closely to this message from pepperspray.com. Every 22 seconds a violent crime is committed. America has changed, and your personal safety is your first priority. Be smart. Be safe. Trust Pepper Spray instead of your luck. Pepperspray.com is the only website you'll ever need for all of your non-lethal self-defense supplies. Pepperspray.com carries one of the largest assortments of pepper spray and personal safety products on the web. From big to small, we have it all. Pepper spray, mace, animal repellents, stun guns, and tasers. Pepperspray.com also carries a large assortment of products for personal, home, child, and pet safety. Enter SAFE in the coupon box and you'll receive a special discount off of your order. So what are you waiting for? Go to pepperspray.com. That's pepperspray.com or call 1-800-908-9988 today.